Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hallmark Guy Podcast. I am Baptiste, the Hallmark Guy, and I am back with a new episode. Before we start, I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. This is my first video in 2026. I hope you all had a great Christmas, a great New Year's Eve, a great New Year, a great holiday season. And yeah, I'm really thankful to you for starting this journey with me in 2025, and I'm so excited about what I will be and we will be able to do in 2026. So thank you for coming along for the ride, and I hope we will have a great time. I'm hoping for a great homework year and a great the Hallmark Guy podcast year. So without further ado, another thing, without further ado, before going into the episode, you maybe noticed my hat and my polo shirt. I got that gift for Christmas by my parents. It's the perfect attire to host the podcast in. I'm not going to host every episode of the podcast in, but I will for sure wear it in many episodes. And I thought it's just a great way to, um, just great thing to wear for the podcast. It's in the back as well. I don't know if you're going to I don't know if it shows. I posted a picture on on the Instagram. Go follow the Hallmark Guy podcast for that. But without further ado, let's get into the episode. So we're done with 2025 Countdown to Christmas. It went by so fast. I mean, we did get 16 less movies this year, 16 movies less this year. So of course, it felt like it went quicker and that we got less because we got less. But I can believe it's already over, and I'm recording this from France. It's already Saturday, January 3rd, when I'm recording this, and still a second in the Friday second in the US. But technically, technically the movie will premiere on Sunday for France. But yeah, in like 24 hours, we'll get the first Winter Escape movie. So it's crazy that yeah, Canada Christmas is over. It was a good year. It was a good year. And in this episode, I posted at the beginning of the week a ranking um on the Instagram at the Hallmark Guy Podcast, my ranking, just to like visual post montage I did. And in this episode, I'm gonna explain more and talk in video about my ranking of 2025 Hallmark Channel's Countdown to Christmas. So let's start with my number one movie, Merry Christmas, Ted Cooper. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I think it is everyone's or most people's favorite movie this Christmas season, this calendar Christmas. When I was at the Hallmark Christmas experience, I liked asking people like, "What's your favorite Christmas movie this year?" And I think everyone told me Merry Christmas, Ted Cooper, and it was my favorite one. So it premiered like I think week two, which is crazy, and it was the only movie that week. And I remember writing like we have a contender for best of the year. It is my best of the year. It's not a we didn't get a 5 star this year. I it could have been. I gave only given it a 4.5, but it's the best of the year because the pair worked well. Robert Buckley and Kimberly Sestad worked well. The movie had comedy, it had heart, it had love, and that's something that's due to the writer Russell Heinlein because I feel like that's kind of his brand and the way he does movies now. I mean, we saw it last year with the Santa Claus. We saw it in Merry Measure a few years ago with the Santa Summit. It has to do with him, and you can recognize now it's a Russell Heinlein movie. It had a TV atmosphere. I want to work in television. I'm studying that. So, of course, Kimberly Sesta has become one of my favorite Hallmark leading ladies. She had my favorite Hallmark Christmas movie last year with Santa Claus. She has my favorite one this year with Merry Christmas, Ted Cooper. And we had a Brendan Penny cameo. Love Brendan Penny. And another Brendan Penny, Russell Heinlein collaboration. And a Robert Buckley and Brendan Penny collaboration. They work together on Chesapeake Shores and they're really good friends. So it was nice to, even though they know they do interact. Um, but yeah, the movie was great. It had a lot of things. It was just a lot of Christmas atmosphere. It was great. Favorite one of the year. Second movie is A Make or Break Holiday, 4.5 out of 5 as well. It's just, I mean, I was sold on the movie before it premiered. I was sold when it was announced because of the pairing. On Hunter King, Evan Roderick. such a smart pairing. They're really close in age. They were the youngest leads this Count on a Christmas, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was this whole year on Hallmark. They have become really reliable Hallmark actors. I'm always excited when they get a movie, and I'm always hoping that they get another one. And that pairing makes so much sense. And the movie was fun. I love the Christmas spirit. The in-laws were awful, especially Hunter's character's side were just awful, and they were the annoying part. Like, yeah, they were really annoying, but the movie had a great Christmas atmosphere and incredible acting. I felt emotions through the screen, especially coming from Evan. And maybe it's because I'm a guy, so I felt more for the guy. But yeah, incredible acting, felt every emotion, and really felt for them. Loved the movie. Um, Became a favorite on the Hallmark checklist app, and yeah, loved it. Number three is Christmas Above the Clouds, 4.5 out of 5 as well. It's just a pairing everyone loves. I mean, Erin Krakow, everyone loves her. Everyone loves Tyler Hines. Everyone loved them, and It Was Always You. And I watched it for the first time last year, now in 2025. You know, it's kind of a story um, that's divisive in a way, like not it's divisive. It's not the right word. I can't find the word I want to use, but it's I mean, a story that they can raise eyebrows for sure. But everyone loved them, and I love the movie. I give it a 5 star. And the movie was great. The pairing was great. It was a great twist on A Christmas Carol. The names were like Tim, kind of Tiny Tim. Oh God, what was her name in the movie? Uh, I have it. It's right there. Christmas. I'm just looking on Google right now. Um, Eleanor. No, and of course I can't type. Um, it was, and of course I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to have to go on IMDb. Ella Neeser on the nose, but the movie was great and it was funny. There was a lot of funny moments. Great acting, great pairing, great twists. I wasn't sure at first when I had seen the behind the scenes when they were shooting in the summer. Wasn't sure about the movie, but I was sold. I loved it, and yeah, it's and it is at the top of a lot of people's list, and it makes sense. Fourth movie, Oi to the World, and our final 4.5 out of 5. I love the atmosphere of the movie. It felt like old Hallmark, and I love the idea of the small town with the choirs preparing for Christmas and Hanukkah. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but I like the idea of, yeah, having that atmosphere with the choirs and rehearsing and kind of family atmosphere in small town. And it premiered. I didn't watch it that day, but it premiered the day I was at the Hallmark Christmas Experience at the How We Make the Movies and Series panel, and Brooke Dorsey was at the panel, and we got some insight on how they made the movie. So that was great to watch that movie with that insight in mind. And I was rooting for both characters. I think they were both really lovable, especially Jake. At some point, he has to go back to the big city, and he's like, "I'm not going to." It was surprising because usually the character just wants to, and I was surprised I didn't want to. And I thought that was really sweet. Sweet. I need the final song the movie to be released on Spotify like yesterday. And yeah, just a fun story, great pairing, and great atmosphere. Movie number five is She's Making a List at 4 stars. It was an all-star pairing. You couldn't do higher than that. Lacey Chabert, Andrew Walker, just Hallmark royalty. And so when I saw that last year, I was like, when I saw, well, it was last year, when they announced the schedule in September, I was like, this is just a can't miss event. The two biggest stars probably of the channel teaming up for the second time. It, you can go wrong with that. It was wrong in a way that we've seen so many behind the scenes and at the panels we've heard so much about how hot it was, and I knew they filmed it in July. If I had not known that, maybe it would have been different, but it looked like July, so that was a little bit tough for me to get into the movie because of that. But it had Santa, and I love the movie with Santa in it. And I feel because it adds so much magic to the magic of Christmas. And I feel like in the past few years we haven't gotten a lot of movies with Santa in it. So I love that. And I love the idea of a naughty or nice list inspector. Both characters were likable. And again, you can't go wrong with that pairing. So yeah, movie number five. At number six, we had Holiday Touchdown, A Bill's Love Story with 4 stars. I would like to start this by saying that as someone who lives in Kansas City and is a Kansas City Chiefs fan, I hate the Bills. And last year, I had to give the Chiefs movie a 5 star. And when they announced that the Bills were getting it this year, I texted one of my friends who is a Chiefs fan as well, and I said, well, that one would be a 0.5. And I knew I was gonna like that movie, and I love that movie. It was a sweet story. You can feel the atmosphere. I cannot really put into words what or how, but you can feel like the same vibe as the Chiefs one, really about a team, really about a city and a love story to that. And the whole atmosphere was different and was a big cast, a star-studded cast. The only difference, though, and the only thing that kind of bothered me was we have the big cast, and the Chiefs one had the big cast, but the Chiefs one was an ensemble movie. We had a lot of every character, and in that one, even though I love both characters, we didn't have much of the ensemble. It was really focused on the two main characters, and I thought that was kind of disappointing and a letdown. So that was my thing. But sweet movie. I've been to Buffalo, so it was nice to see some of the places I've been there. And yeah, I got some insight at the Hallmark Christmas experience from people who were on the cruise. Um, Apparently, on the cruise, they kind of got it out of them which team is getting a movie next. Well, this year now, it's 2026. I'm not gonna say it because I don't really know if we can put it out there. And I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but if for sure at the end of the if when it is announced it is that team, I'll let you know that I knew by that I have been no I've been I knew that for like almost a month now. So it's kind of good to have that insight. At number seven, A Grand Ole Opry Christmas, 4 stars, another all-star pairing, Nikhil Loach, Christopher Polaha. It can go wrong with that. I love country music. I love Nashville. I love the Opry, so I was really excited about it. I like that it was shot on location, even though it, once at least one scene in well, one like sequence in the movie, not the extended cut, was shot in Kansas City, and I was mad at myself for not knowing that and being there that day. And more scenes that were in the extended cut that I haven't watched yet were shot in Kansas City. Why, I don't really know, but that was a little nice thing to realize and see, even though I was like, why did I not know that? But yeah, I love the whole atmosphere, I love the idea of the country music, of the Opry. I didn't really know that it would be time traveling, and I feel like we could have gotten a little more Opry because I didn't feel like we got much, but a really, really good acting. And I want to give a shout out to Eliza Hayes Mayer. Hopefully, I pronounced that right. She was hilarious. She's been in a few Hallmark movies. I mean, she's been in Hall of the Holly. I don't know the Hall of Holly movies. I don't know if she's been in other Hallmark movies, but she was just amazing in that movie. I need more of her. And the whole cast was great. I liked seeing the Hallmark stars, the country stars in the movie, especially people that the night I was at the Grand Ole Opry, we were also there at the Grand Ole Opry, so it was a fun connection to my time there. And yeah, I mean, again, Nick Loach, Christopher Law, you can go wrong with that. I'm number eight, The Christmas Cup, 4 stars. I felt like an old Hallmark movie with the little town and the competition. It was a sweet pairing. I was really rooting for Quinn, and a great kind of discovery for me with Ben Rosenbaum. I've started watching When Calls the Heart a few years ago, just a little bit. I didn't really remember him from there. I know he's in there because I've seen the promos every week on Hallmark. I'm going to start watching it when we're done with Christmas. To me, Christmas goes until January 6th. And then the goal is to watch When Calls the Heart from the start. But it was a great discovery for me to see him there. I hope it opens. He told us in the at the Christmas experience that hopefully will open the doors for him to get more, and I really hope so. And it was a great pairing with Rhiannon Fish. She's just so sweet. Met her at the Hallmark Christmas experience as well. I like the movie. It was, a 6/5 Central PM movie on Thanksgiving weekend, but I was like, it totally could have been an 8 movie, 8, 7 Central. I really liked it. Number 9, Tidings for the Season, 4 stars. It has again that TV atmosphere that I love. I always love a movie with like behind the scenes and happens backstage on television. I grew up watching reruns of Sister Sister, so of course Tamara Mara Housley, loved her. I've loved little Robbie. I want to see him host the news. It was so great, and it was a great story. I liked the story. I liked the atmosphere. It felt Christmassy. Great casting. BJ Britt and Tamara were great, and yeah, I had a really great time. And it was ranked really high because it premiered as one of the first ones, uh, and then other ones premiered after. But honestly, for all the ones that are 4 stars, they are really interchangeable of where they're ranked. They're really really close, each of them. And number 10, Three Wisest Men, 4 stars. It is the weakest one of the three. I feel like first one is great. I feel like my favorite one is the second one. I gave it 5 stars last year. It was the weakest one, but it was still really great. Always a pleasure to see the Brenner brothers. And it was great to get some answers on the Fiona situation with Ali Liebert coming back. It was kind of done like it felt to me like it was done just to be done. Like we're just putting her there just to put her there. But it was great to at least get some answers. And yeah, to see the Brenner brothers and they're funny and it's sweet and it has heart. I finished the movie crying. I was like, I know it's probably the last one, but I mean, give me more. And number 11, A Sweet Holiday Romance with 4 stars. I loved the idea of the setting in the hotel. It gave me a lot of Home Alone 2 vibes. And then seeing her in the robe, it felt like really I could see Macaulay Culkin were that. And I really liked that, yeah, that one setting. And every time they would go out, I was like, no, go back to the hotel. The hotel felt really magical, Christmassy, kind of like 20s probably, hopefully, I'm not wrong, vibes and a lot of Christmas decors. And I really liked and I wasn't expecting it, the back in time with the author, and then kind of looking back at that scene and seeing that scene. I really love the author and the young Grayson like that. I didn't see that Charlotte Lady Braxton thing coming when usually you can kind of see those things coming. Loved it. And some plot holes, like her feel like you lied to me about being a prince or lord. And he never told you anything. You made that whole story up in your mind. But I did not mind when I wrote my review and gave it 4 stars. Honestly, that's a movie that I would rewatch. Yeah, great setting, good storyline, good acting. Loved it. And number 12, we have our final 4 stars movie, A Color Christmas Vacation. Let me tell you, I was not excited about that movie, and it was the same movie as Christmas, was same week as Christmas Above the Clouds. And again, I wasn't sold at first on that one. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a dreadful weekend. And it ended up being a really good weekend. I wasn't sold because I'm usually not one that likes movies that take place abroad. I think it's because I'm from France, and one of the things that made me fall in love with Hallmark movies is a small American town or like New York or something, the real American thing. And I'm like, that's where I'm, even though now I'm in the US, but that's kind of what I'm coming for. So, especially when it's abroad, unless it is a fake small European monarchy that I love. But yeah, I wasn't excited about it. Uh, the movie started, I hated every single character except Emery, and I ended the movie crying. And I was like, oh, it was really high because again, it was one of the first ones to premiere. It dropped because other ones premiered that I loved more. But again, such a great movie, actually. The dynamic between the siblings was annoying at first and then funny. A lot of comedy in the movie. And even though I could see the whole like kind of drama thing coming a mile away, I ended the movie crying and it was a great movie. And it was shot at Christmas. That was great. And we got it, the Christmas experience. We got some insight on how they shot it. Well, after we saw the movie, but it was really funny. They couldn't close the Christmas markets. They were filming the movie in the middle of Christmas markets with real people walking around. They had to put the cameras far away just to, I don't know, not make it obvious and not have people like go around them, that people would just recognize them and be like in the middle of the scene, can like, can I get a picture? And Jonathan Daniels like, we're literally filming right now. Just wait, we'll come back to get a picture with you. And people were seeing like Superman, Aaron Samuels, I think from Mean Girls, and Suhek together. Like, what is going on? So it was great to get some insight that inside. And yeah, it was actually a great movie, and I've heard a lot of people really liked it. Number 13, Christmas at the Catnip Cafe, 3.5 out of 5. I liked that we went back to the girl from kind of the big city, goes back to the small town to sell something that she inherited. People joke about it being the only Hallmark trope. They do like a lot of skits on social media, and like these people, you can see these people never watched Hallmark or haven't watched in a while, because that we haven't gotten that trope in a long time. So it was great to see them go back to that. I did not care about the cats. I'll tell you that, but I cared a lot about the two characters. I love both actors, and I really felt for Ben. I think at some point she asked him like, who takes care of you? And it's like, either, because we had got a lot of that question in movies this year. So the answer is either me or no one. I think it was me for that one. So really felt for him. And we got a Kimberly Sestak cameo. Like I said, I loved her. I've never watched The Nine Lives of Christmas and The Nine Kittens of Christmas, but I know about the movies, and I nearly knew the cameo were about that. She was hilarious. I just went back and watched it over and over again. Loved that. Yeah, 3.5 out of 5. Still a great movie. And number 14, we had The More the Merrier, 3.5 out of 5. Like I said earlier, I love Brennan Penny. Every year when, they announce the Christmas movies, he's one of the actors I look to see if he get one. And Rachel Boston's great. It was a good story. I was expecting more births, because when I read the thing, I was like, oh, it's gonna be like 15 babies, them running around in a small town hospital, forest plenty. So I understand that. A good story, sweet moments, middle of the pack story. Probably will not be a memorable one, but something that I could rewatch. And number 15, A Christmas Angel Match at 3.5. It was the second movie to premiere. To me, was finally a good Megan Ori Christmas movie, or one that did not look cheap, because after The Gift of Christmas and the disaster that was Believing Christmas, that although had a great premise, but it was just awful. It was great to have her in an okay, good one. It was an enjoyable watch. It's a good 2 hour. It's not going to be a classic or a favorite. Again, if it comes back on, yeah, I'll probably watch it. I was surprised they put Benjamin Ayers that early on, but again, I mean, with so little less movies than, I mean, with only 24 movies, you can't have put them people when you can put them. And I mean, I remember Andrew Walker in 2019, Marion Bright was like weekend two. So again, and I was surprised, but I mean, like they put her. I mean, they love him so much. They make him host the things now, the live things, or like the special things that they do. I was like, if they put him in that one, they probably believe in the movie. And yeah, again, enjoyable watch. It's not gonna be a classic. At 16, Rural Montana Christmas, with 3 stars. It was a nice way to start the year. It was the first movie this year. Like I said, I love a royal, I love a fake small European monarchy. So that was good. Warren Christie, I kept having to remember that's him, because we saw him like 2 weeks before in Home Field, which is my favorite Hallmark movie of 2025, and my only 5 star movie of 2025 for Hallmark. And I was like, that's two different people on that screen. Yeah, again, I think I like the interior scene, the Let It Snow chalet, yeah, like chalet and stuff like that. And because Let It Snow is my favorite Hallmark movie. Um, but again, it's not gonna be a classic, probably not. It's not gonna be memorable. The accent was fun. She did the best she could. I can't do accents, I'm not gonna say anything about that. But again, yeah, it was a good way to start the year. So yeah. And number 17, The Snow Must Go On, 3 stars. Had a great premise. I love a musical. I love a thing about a choir or Christmas show, some Christmas pageant, something like that. And I like the idea of the kind of like the fallen Broadway star going to direct the thing and then putting himself in the show. But the execution was underwhelming. I mean, they put it at 6 5 Central, and I get why. It had a great premise. It just lacked something. I cannot really tell you why. It looked a little different. I think it could have looked a little better. Um, but yeah, it was an underwhelming execution for me. At number 18, we had an Alpine Holiday with 3 stars. Like I said, I'm not excited about movies that take place abroad, and this one kind of takes place in my backyard in France. I'm from the Alps and was shot there, so it was fun to see those places and to see like French stores and stuff like that. And I liked it more than I thought. I had a great time watching it. I think that the pairing of Ashley Williams and Lacey G. Macy worked really well as sisters. And the French guy that they got, who, according to IMDb, I'm not sure ever played in anything that's French, which good for him. Um, I think that it was a good find and it was great in the movie. I had a great time. It just was not a Christmas movie. Yes, they need to make it there on December 24th, but that's just because they're gonna make it there on December 24th. There's like a few Christmas trees in the background. There's a scene with Santa, a scene at a Christmas party, a sequence at a Christmas party, but it doesn't bring any Christmas in it, and it could have been a winter escape movie. They would have needed to find another reason to get them up there because it wouldn't have been December 24th. But yeah, it was not a Christmas movie, and I put them on in my Instagram story at the Hallmark Guy Podcast. Go follow. And so many people responded, I agree. But still a good time, just not Christmas. At number 19, Single on the 25th, 3 stars. An okay time. This just did nothing for me. And I feel bad about it because I know it's on many of at the top of a lot of people's lists. Um, yeah, I didn't feel anything. I didn't agree with Cooper. I was like, you should spend your Christmas alone. I was like, why are you telling her not to go see her family? And I mean, the movie would have ended there, but uh, yeah, just and I was excited about that movie. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay. And I was excited when they announced it in September, and then the trailer disappointed me, and then the movie disappointed me a little bit. It was still a good time. It just did nothing for me. And at the Hallmark Christmas experience, people told me I was talking with someone, and someone said, "Oh, it's Daniel Lissing's best movie." I do not agree. San Antonio was way better last year, and I know I've seen another one with Brooke Dorsey. I think that was also better, and it was not a bad movie. It just did nothing for me. At number 20, another movie that I feel bad is That Low because I know it's a favorite for everyone. We met in December, 2.5 out of 5. It did nothing for me. And I love Niall Matter, and I've learned to love Arm Reeser. I just, I'm not gonna say I was bored because I wasn't, but I was not engaged. And even though I was excited about the premise, and yeah, I thought the premise looked a little bit like our Christmas story from last year with Nikita Loach and Warren Christie. Did not think about the movie at all. All all movie. But yeah, the movie did nothing for me, and I thought that the reunion at the end was kind of underwhelming. So yeah, I'm sorry. At number 21, Christmas on Duty, 2.5 out of 5. It was a great setting. I want to know whether I shot it. It looked really great. It's just not a really memorable movie with a lot of eye-raising moments. I mean, like this being taken as such a serious mission. I mean, like they just volunteered to go get Christmas gifts. Like, calm down. And why didn't you go to Toys R Us or something? I mean, we wouldn't get in the movie. Is Toys R Us still a thing? I thought they would go there. And and I mean, oh, thinking about it, maybe it made more sense not to go because crowds. But yeah, it's not going to be a memorable movie probably. And number 22, the other movie I feel really bad is That Low because I know it was a favorite for so many people. A Newport Christmas, 2 stars. I'm sorry. Um, the movie didn't do much for me. There was something missing. I cannot tell you what, but something was missing, and I think that it's because there's such a high standard for me at least. I kept having in my mind Journey Back to Christmas with Candace Thornberry. I'm just making sure it's the right title now because I was sure when I wrote it, and then I'm like now having second thought Journey Back to Christmas, yes. To me, it is one of the standards of the back in time or time travel, because it's not back in time. Time travel movie, and then you also have a Biltmore Christmas. Those are set a standard that I feel like this one did not meet. I did not feel a lot of Christmas either. Um, and yeah, something was missing. Cannot tell you what, and that didn't do much for me. A lot of green screens. I mean, they do what they can, but those green screens. Um, but I will say something though. Gina Claire Mason was born for that role. She is born to play sophisticated ladies, and she was born for that role. I will give her that. And number 23, we have Melt My Heart This Christmas, 2 stars. Wasn't really bad. It was a niche story with glass blowing, I will tell you that. And that big Christmas market, that famous Christmas market, it's like 5 booth, which is kind of questionable. Questionable is the word I was looking for. We're talking about It Was Always You. 30 minutes later. But yeah, Melt My Heart, not a really bad story, but probably not a Hallmark. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm like 99% sure that Hallmark didn't have anything to do with that movie and then they bought it. You can see it with the looks, you can see it with the secondary characters who are not our usual secondary characters actors. Kind of story, the way it happens, even though there are two Hallmark actors that I really love. But even the poster didn't look pretty Hallmarky. So that's my thing. It was a little niche, not too bad, but not too extraordinary either. And finally, at number 24, we had the final movie of Canada Christmas this year, The Christmas Baby, with 2 stars. Like I said in my review, I like both actresses. Their characters, especially Cat Barrel's character, annoyed me. Um, the and the movie kind of to me looked more Lifetime than Hallmark, and I don't have anything against Lifetime. I like watching Lifetime movies, but if I want to watch a Lifetime movie, I'll watch Lifetime. Um, so yeah, that was that kind of look. It was of course more dramatic, which I don't mind, and that's definitely a movie that could have been a Hallmark mystery if they still made movies. But I think that two things. It wasn't sold as a Barbara Niven movie, I know, but it was sold with as a movie with Barbara Niven in it. And during the Hallmark Christmas experience, she kept promoting it and promoting it and promoting it on social media. And I was like, we didn't get enough of her. And I love her. So I was disappointed in that. And the movie, and it's probably, I don't know if that's going to make sense, but the movie went too fast and too slow at the same time. So to me, I feel like we got like, I've learned that a Hallmark movie is 9 sequences. I feel like it was four. Like I feel like you could tell the movie in like four actions. Um, and at the same time, it was too slow and too or that could be the way that it was too slow or too fast. I want the baby now. I don't want it, then I want it. I don't know, the development of the story felt like it could have needed more. I liked the humor in it. There was them funny moments. And of course, the story of the baby is always nice, but I feel like it could have been a little more developed. And one thing that I like though is the exterior that they used for the community center, community theater. Um, they use the building, just like sort of a building, just to show you it's taking place in there, even though they're not shooting in there. It was one of the movies from my college, for one of the buildings from my college. I was like, wait, like, is it? I went back, it's like, well, let me Google the buildings. Like, oh my God, that's the college with some tweaks. They added some stuff. I sent it to people at the college, at the administration, sent it to my friends. So I like seeing that. Um, but yeah, I just thought it could have been a little stronger. So here we are. I ranked my 24 um, Canada 2025 Canada Christmas movie. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you agree? What's your ranking? What's your favorite movie? All that. Let me know. Like the video, subscribe. Go check out the post I made with a little montage, like collage on Instagram. And yeah, and let's get ready for 2026 movies. The video actually is going to come out the day. Winter Escape truly starts with Lacey's movie that now I do not remember the name of. And so let me just look that up. It is I'm gonna call it is called Lost in Paradise. So yeah, the video is gonna come out that day. Um, I will of course review those movies and do other stuff. I'm really excited about what I'm gonna do with this podcast in 2026. Hope you guys will come on along for the ride. And thank you guys again for supporting me when I started this journey in 2025 with Countdown to Christmas. Um, it is, again, such a passion project for me. I love Hallmark so much and I love talking about it. So, yeah, I hope you guys will continue. And I can't wait to see what this year will bring us on Hallmark just as fans to watch and how this podcast will grow. I'm also gonna have interviews. I have my first interview planned for next week. I'm not gonna tell you yet who it is. It is a producer, someone who produced she's making a list, Lacey and Andrew's movie. So look forward to that. I'm really excited about that and excited to start doing interviews. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, follow the Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.